Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Den. Today we are going to discuss the FPL Game Week 4 watch list. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Our first pick is a defender. He is from Wolves, and Rohit, why don't you take this away?
Okay, so in the first three fixtures, we've seen that Wolves have been playing really well defensively, and it's been really hard on them that they've conceded. But I feel with this easy run of fixtures coming, it's going to be a good run for defenders from Wolves. They're going to keep clean sheets out there. And also, since Semedo is playing as a right wing back, he's going to also be involved in some attacking returns, I feel, in these fixtures.
That's true. And we can just look at Watford's stats. Their expected goals are somewhere around 2, which is not great. And I don't think Brentford and Southampton are far away either. I don't think they are three goal scoring teams. So yeah, we can expect maybe a couple of clean sheets out of these next three fixtures. And going forward, also they have some decent fixtures if I'm not wrong.
Yes, they do. And as you can see from the heat map out there, those are the chances created. You can see what an advanced role he's been playing.
Yeah, for sure. But do you think that there may be other Wolves assets who are, who can maybe make it into your team?
See, personally, for me, since I'm looking for a budget rotation, I think I can save those points for and getting Connor Cody. He's an equally great defensive asset, and he usually finds himself on the end of the set pieces also.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel in my team at least I'm going to go for Connor Cody.
Fair, fair. So if you have that extra point 4 mil, you would rather go for Semedo, but you'd also want to have that point 4 in your bank, so that
Yeah.
if you want to make changes in say a midfielder attack, you have the funds.
Yep.
Fair. Moving on, it's Robo time. Uh-huh. 7 million. Now this is interesting for anyone who's probably willing to play their wild card right now. Some people are. I am definitely considering it. You can probably, ship Trent out and get Robo in. You can save those point 0.5 and invest that in your midfield and attack. Do you think that would be a good idea, Rohit?
Yeah, I think at this point he's a player that has been overlooked. Liverpool have a good run of fixtures coming. He's only owned by 1%, so his chances of increasing in price is also very high in the future, I feel. Plus, as you can see, he's only played one game and he's already created four chances.
Mm-hmm.
So with an easy run, also another important point for Liverpool is they have the highest goal attempts, which is 70 in just 3 games. So definitely that's a pro for Liverpool, and I feel Robertson is going to be a starter like he was for the past few seasons. So definitely a good asset to keep an eye on with easy fixtures for Liverpool.
Definitely. I'm surprised that his price hasn't dropped, but maybe that's because not a lot of people owned him at the beginning of the season, considering almost
Yeah.
everyone knew about his injury. Okay. Moving on. Midfield. Trincao. I think we discussed Trincao in the last stream as well. He has caught the
Yes.
eye. They are playing a front three, a narrow front three, from what I can tell. It's Traore, Jimenez, and Trincao. Trincao did have a brilliant chance against United, which he maybe should have scored. Van Bissaka did really well. But besides the point. He has done well for himself. You can see he had 8 goal attempts, 4 shots on target, and 4 chances created. It's only a matter of time before Wolves start firing, isn't it?
Yep, definitely. Wolves are one of the top three teams for the most attempts on goal, and I feel with these easy fixtures, they're going to start scoring soon. The only concern for Trincao is that if Podence becomes a starter, he might be benched or rotated. But I feel, given his performances in the first few game weeks, he has really proved that he should stay on the pitch.
Yeah, like you can look at it two ways, right? You can say that he's performed well and he might keep his place, and the other is that he hasn't been finishing his chances, so he might get rotated. So, like, would you be willing to take that punt?
Yeah, so definitely, like currently, since I have only one transfer in the bank, I'm waiting on that. Maybe this week I'll see how he performs. But I actually really wanted to transfer Bruno out for Trincao.
Okay.
It's just if I had two transfers, I would have done it immediately. But watching his games, I feel he has real potential,
So would you
and that
still
price point is very good.
so would you consider shipping Bruno out, who's playing Newcastle, for say a Trincao who's playing Watford, just for this game week? If you had one transfer, would you do that?
No, no, I feel well, we'll get to Bruno by the end of this video, not
Fair.
now.
Got it.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish. Okay, interesting one there. I think just before we started recording this video, you were telling me on why I should probably
Yep.
consider getting Grealish in place of Fernan Torres. I think a lot of people are
Yeah.
considering Fernan Torres. Why don't you give our viewers the reason as to why you would pick Grealish over Fernan?
Okay, I feel that Ferran is still a fresher, and maybe it's not yet time for him to have a full season. Uh, as a contrasting point, Grealish is set in the Premier League. He's a very versatile player. The first game he played for City, he played as the left centre mid. The next game he played as the left winger. And Pep has said that he could play as a striker if needed. Plus, you can see he's created 9 chances. He's had 4 attempts on goal. And I feel he's going to be involved in a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, what I feel is City is one of the only teams in the Premier League that is fixture proof. So even though you can see a difficult fixture in Chelsea, I feel if there's a team that can play well, it's City.
Honestly, I would say that against Chelsea, City didn't do very well last season, whether it was Lampard or Tuchel. And clearly
Yeah.
against Tuchel, they were struggling to score goals. I think that's going to be the case this year as well, considering they probably have strengthened their defense, not in terms of players, but just in terms of training and improving on their abilities. And now with Lukaku there, I don't know. I don't see them performing well against Chelsea, but that's just me. And
See,
yeah,
but
go ahead.
another downside for Chelsea's defense is they sold Zuma, right? And they didn't get a replacement for him. They missed out on the Kunde deal. So definitely, I feel if they start a regular three, they're gonna be fatigued.
Honestly, Chalobah has been really good. I like the look of him, and he might just step up in that role. Let's see. Early days, but that's how I see it going. But sure, Grealish is a good shout for 8. I would still rather go for Varane because he's been starting in that striker position for Pep. But then again,
Yeah.
you can't, rely on the Pep Rule. So if you're willing to take the risk, then yeah, maybe you go for Varane. Calvert-Lewin, we're down to forwards now. DCL, wow, just look at that heat map. 11 shots, 7 on target, 3 chances created. I mean, he makes a case for himself, right? I honestly thought that, after Ancelotti left, we might see a dip in form or dip in number of goals or chances created, but that's clearly not the case. What do you?
Nope. Even though 2 of his goals have come from penalties, you can see that his stats show he's definitely right up there. These or not, he's going to end up scoring one way or another with these easy fixtures. Plus, it's Burnley. Burnley have conceded the most chances. So I definitely feel there's a goal or two for him in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And after that as well, Aston Villa is a dicey fixture. They've still not caught up to their form last season, their form which was like last season. And Norwich, it's a bottom half team.
Yeah, pretty much like Arsenal. But coming back,
Arsenal below Norwich.
I have one question for you. Would you go for DCL and Jimenez or Grealish and would you go for say Grealish and Jimenez or DCL and Ferran Torres?
That's a tough one, but that's a really tough one.
So just pick one
See,
and give me a
the
reason.
thing is, Jimenez and Grealish are starters. I feel they're more reliable in that context. But DCL is a really hard one to miss out on. I feel I would go just slightly edge out for Grealish and Jimenez because they're starters, and I'll give Jimenez the benefit of the doubt because he has easy fixtures coming up.
Fair, fair. I would probably go for DCL and Ferran Torres. Now that I brought it up, I'm actually considering getting both of them in. But yeah, okay, moving forward.
Ooh, Vibes
Saving the
FC.
Vibes FC is here, bro. Vibes FC is here to rule. Saving the best for the last. Ronaldo, Newcastle, West Ham, Aston Villa. I just found out that then he has scored the most number of goals in his Premier League career against these three teams: Newcastle, West Ham,
Yep.
Aston Villa, in that order. Would you consider bringing him in? Another interesting fact is that considering he got a yellow card for Portugal yesterday, he has been released from the squad because he's suspended now, so he might be flying into Manchester early, getting in some training, and maybe fresh for Newcastle.
Yep. So definitely he had a friendly with Qatar, but I don't think it makes sense for him staying out there since he's not going to play the next match. Uh, and but I still feel it's very dicey for him to start. The earliest probably what Ole would do is bring him on at halftime. That's what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But really excited to see him play.
Mm-hmm.
It just Ronaldo is not fixture proof, so if people are planning to get him for game week 4, then it's great. But you're going to have to ship him out by game week 7, I feel. And United's good fixtures only start around game week 14, if I'm not wrong.
But actually, that's great, right? Like, you get Ronaldo in right now. Game week 7, the fixtures turn for United for the worse and Chelsea for good. So why don't you just ship Ronaldo out? It's an easy transfer. You move Ronaldo out, get Lukaku in, and then in game week 14, you probably do the reverse transfer. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but I feel many people who are getting in Ronaldo now, who have already gotten him, have used their wild cards because he's an expensive player and a forward at that.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the second international break after game week 7, I feel that's the right time to use the wild card because you know which players are injured, which players have performed well. Like, of course, Ronaldo is a great player. It's a great name, and he's scored against these teams. But it's been a while since he's been away from the Premier League. I'm not saying he's going to perform poorly, but I just feel new players, even Lukaku at that, you need to give them some time and see how they're going to perform.
Honestly, Lukaku has looked great. So, any player who's come under Tuchel has actually performed from the word go. So, I really wouldn't doubt Lukaku's abilities. But I'd like to highlight 3 points, two of which I already did. So, the 3 points that I'd like to highlight are: one, that Ronaldo has been released from international duty. He might just come back earlier. Two, that he's got the highest number of goals against these three teams. And three, which is probably a negative for Ronaldo, is that the very first Champions League game is after the Newcastle game. So, there's pros and cons to it. You decide what you want to do.
Would you be getting Ronaldo
I am, yeah,
this game week?
like, me, bro. I am Vibes FC 100%. So, how do I put this? Like, my mind says that hold on to what you have right now, but my heart just says go for Ronaldo. And I know I'm probably going to end up listening to my heart and playing my wild card and getting Ronnie in. So yeah, let's see how that goes.
I think personally for me, at least this game week, I'm just going to enjoy the vibes without getting him in. Yeah, because I don't want that tension of like, score, damn it, score.
So I was actually having a conversation with Amber, and he's like, bro, like, तुझे पता है कि Ronaldo अगर आया and if he scores, you are gonna curse him for scoring because you don't have him in your FPL team. Would you ever want to curse Ronaldo? I'm like, bro, बात तेरी सही है. I'd never want to do that, and that's probably the only reason I'll get him in my team. Like, I don't want to curse Ronaldo for scoring for United. No, not happening, bro.
Okay, since we're talking about Ronaldo and we said we'll discuss Bruno later, how do you think Ronaldo's transfer is going to affect Bruno?
Honestly, from what I've seen, when they've played together in Portugal, Bruno hasn't looked as potent as he does at United. and that's a little bit of a worry. And considering that now we have Sancho and Pogba, who's in form right now,
Yeah.
there is a possibility of Bruno's goals definitely will dry out because 9 penalties out of 18, 9 of them just wiped off. He might get more assists, and both of them are not weighed equally. Like an assist is 3 points, a goal is probably 5 points. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's still just 20 points here and there, but I'd say that would have a negative impact on Bruno, at least in
See,
terms of FPL.
I know people are very high on Ronaldo going for all the penalties and free kicks, but statistically, Bruno has the better performance in both of them. Bruno just missed one penalty, and he scored five of his free kicks. So five, he scored five.
Bro, when you
Um,
have okay, chalo, free kicks, I can understand that you might probably give it to Bruno, but when you have Ronaldo in your team, stats just go for a toss when it comes to pens, bro. There's no way in hell anyone is gonna command that ball. Bruno literally gave the ball to Ronaldo yesterday in Portugal's game, and I see that happening a lot many times through the season.
I agree, but like I feel there's one part of us as a fan who definitely wants Ronaldo to step up and take it. But will Ole give it to Ronaldo? I don't know, like because we've seen some weird decisions from Ole, this thing unreasonable to us, but he does them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And other than that, I think a pro in Bruno's favor is that he has the capability to score goals, non-penalty, non-free kick goals as well. We saw in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel it shouldn't hamper his performance as much. Of course, last season's penalties will see him dropping points in general because of the new rules of the Premier League as well.
Mm-hmm. So
I feel he's proved himself as a good Premier League athlete.
fair. So I was actually listening to Andy from Let's Talk FPL today, and he brought up one very interesting point. He said that right now, when Greenwood plays with Bruno, Greenwood would make way. He'd probably go wide and allow Bruno to come in the center into the box and take a few shots. With Ronaldo, that's not going to happen. He's a poacher. He's going to want to be in the box. He doesn't. He's not going to drift wide to allow, say, a midfielder to come and take a shot. So maybe that will also have an impact on Bruno's goal scoring, but only time will tell. Like I get your point why you don't want to get Ronaldo in at this point, but if your vibes FC, your vibes FC, bro, then FPL matters lesser than vibes FC.
Okay, so any other players you would like to touch upon, which we've not?
I really think, and this is a punt, it might work, it might not. But with Ronaldo coming in, Pogba might be someone to keep an eye out for. Just get him on your watch list. I'm not asking you to transfer him in because Pogba can ping those balls and Ronaldo can finish them. So far this season, we haven't seen a lot of centre forward finishes from United. We've seen Greenwood coming in from the wide spaces and taking some terrific shots, but those centre forward finishes have been missing. With Cavani back in and Ronaldo at United, Pogba might be someone to keep an eye out for.
That's a interesting shout. The only problem with Pogba is consistency.
Yeah, I mean, okay, like so far in the 6 seasons that he spent at United, people kept saying that he needs uh, good players around him to perform. Well, now he has that. Now he has nothing to complain about. So let's see how he does. And on that note, I think we should call this either way. Yeah. So like, share, and subscribe. I see you guys watching our videos, but not giving us a thumbs up. How the hell is the YouTube algo going to help us, guys? Come on, give
Comment as well.
yeah, comments, likes, shares, press the bell icon, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. We'll probably make a video on let's say, like, what was I gonna say, wildcard strategies. I think that needs to be covered. So yeah, wildcard strategy is up next.